I know, guys, I know you're upset. Drafting is over for your year long, for most of you anyway, but it can continue throughout the season. Football is almost here. Time to get excited, and there's no better place to get in the action with DraftKings. Listen, what you guys got to do right now is go to the app. Very simple. Download the DraftKings app. Use promo code FFLine when you sign up, and you can dive into the action for a free shot in week one at $1 million. Guys, this is absolutely epic. It's absolutely huge. And again, what I love about DraftKings is I get to draft every single week. I'm going to be on the app all the time. Going to be doing a Saturday DFS show to talk to you guys about this. But listen, guys, DraftKings, the official daily fantasy sports of the partner of the NFL. Right now, head on over there, download the app, use promo code FFLine. There's also a link here below on YouTube. Go sign up right now. Guys, understand though, there is a minimum $5 deposit. Required eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. Go download the app, promo code FFLine. Go do that right now. Today we are talking about respect. It's all about respect, guys, and there's a list of players here that are just not getting the respect they deserve in fantasy and in reality for that matter, okay? We're going to talk about these players. I'm going to tell you why they deserve respect and why they are kind of underrated, okay? We're going to dive into this show. Football's almost here. Go download the app DraftKings right now. Use promo code FFLine. Get in the game. Draft every week with the counselor. Let's get to the show.
It's all for the taking, cause the time is now when I gotta get it. I'm a beast, I'm a freak when it comes to winning. Eyes on the prize like it's television.
All right, welcome to the show. Sorry, guys, I'm in the middle of shaving. Oh, so I didn't realize the show was starting, and that was terrible acting. Listen, I got my Manscaped trimmer. I'm shaving my face with it, and I shouldn't have done this because I just shaved my balls prior to this video. Guys, manscaped.com, promo code SHOWERLION. And my recommendation is after you shave your face or any other body part, make sure, or your balls anyway, don't shave other part. Make sure you sanitize it after. Don't shave your balls and your face after. But that's a lesson I learned myself. Manscaped.com. Treat yourself, guys. Skin safe technology, navigational light. They got the Lawnmower 4.0 out right now. Great, amazing products, guys. You can navigate around your PPR leagues easier with manscaped.com, promo code SHOWERLION. Go save yourself 20% right now. Treat yourself. And also, if you still haven't done your draft, couple days to go, final weekend here to draft. Football is almost here. I'm over the moon excited. We got like 6 days till football starts. Make sure, guys, right now, this is very simple. Google 16 rounds. Just Google it. 16-round draft solution. Get it right now. Link below, and you're going to dominate your draft. Very simple, guys. First ever and only video training, optimal players, sleepers, breakouts, everything you need. I'm very confident in it. And so will you with your team after you use it, okay? All right, let's go into these players that just don't get the respect they deserve. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, respect. Very simple, okay? First player, and I know you guys are like, yeah, Joe, but he's a rookie. He's still not getting respect from the conscientious, from the mainstream. Not that I really care so much what everybody else thinks, because I care about what I think and who I'm drafting, but it's still just give this man some respect. And I know Joey's got to earn it. He's a rookie. First guy I'm talking about is Naji Harris. Up to a month ago, believe it or not, guys, this is a true story. Naji Harris was actually sitting, believe it or not, 24th on the consensus rankings in PPR amongst running backs. His ADP has skyrocketed to number 13 from 24 on the consensus. This is a guy that I had in my top 5 from, like, you know, as soon as he got drafted, because I saw the talent, I saw the opportunity, I saw the position that he's in, I see the volume he's going to get. Barring any type of injury, knock on wood, hopefully nothing happens, Naji Harris is primed to succeed. Easy first-round pick. Now, Joe, well, what if he busts? Well, hey, at the end of the day, here's the thing. You can't think like that, right? You got to draft the best player on the board that's in a position to succeed based on talent, youth, opportunity, and volume. So Naji Harris is no different than Christian McCaffrey or Dalvin Cook or Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry when you look at position. I can't believe Eckler is being drafted ahead of this guy, okay? Now, again, there's that O-line issue and that he's a young guy and all that stuff, but again, he's in a position to succeed, volume, opportunity. Now, you look at Christian McCaffrey, I don't think he's even as good as position. He's in a new offense as well, new quarterback. They just brought in Royce Freeman. Not that Royce Freeman's going to be a threat, but they've got Chuba Hubbard. They drafted him. He looked pretty good in preseason, and he's coming off injury. So what makes you think that, CMC is the safest pick? Coming off injury, and they're adding all this depth, including drafting a rookie who looked good in preseason. I think that the volume of CMC is going to go down this year. I could be wrong, working in Royce Freeman and working in Chubb, but again, I feel Naji's going to get more volume than Christian McCaffrey, but it is what it is. I think he needs more respect, and he's going to earn it this year. Second player, and I don't get where he lost his respect, and I guess maybe because he struck somebody, but that's a whole other story. We're not going to get into the off-field issues, but I'm talking about Kareem Hunt, okay? Now, if you guys remember, let's go back in a time machine and go back into time, okay? Let's talk about Kareem Hunt in 2017. We are talking about a rushing leader. When I say rushing leader, I mean like the entire NFL. This guy got the rushing title. And I guess he did some off-field things that kind of mucked up his name a little bit. It happens. People have, issues in their life and, problems, and then they resolve them. And he did. Doesn't mean his talent went away. So when I look at Kareem Hunt, I look at him last year, okay? We're talking PPR numbers. Kareem Hunt finished top 10, okay? He had 198 attempts, just under 1,000 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns, and he had a whole ton of receptions, 38 receptions for 304 yards and 5 receiving touchdowns. Finishing ahead of the guy that's being drafted, well ahead of him, is Nick Chubb. Now, you could say, well, Joe, Nick Chubb missed a couple games when he came back. He was doing really, really good, and he was, okay? So when Nick Chubb came back, he had, let me just pull up his PPR numbers here. He had 24 points, 14 points, 17, and then 16 points the last 4 games. Nothing exciting from week 14 to 17, okay? He had some good games. He missed between week 4 and 10. He missed those games in there. I think there was a bye week in there, right? So he missed week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. He missed minus the bye week. But when I look at those games, okay, week 14, 17 attempts, week 15, 15 attempts, 11 attempts, and 14 attempts, okay? That's not a lot of attempts. Guess where the attempts are going? I could tell you most of them are going to Kareem Hunt. So this is going to be a problem for anybody drafting Nick Chubb in the first round, which is where he's going. Now, he didn't get a lot of attempts in those same weeks, respectively. Kareem Hunt had 6 attempts, 7 attempts, 4 attempts, and 10 attempts. But he was getting it done in the receiving game. 6 attempts, 3 attempts, 3 attempts, 1 receiving. Reception. 6 receptions, 3, and 1. Having a receiving touchdown and putting up some points, enough to take away from Nick Chubb. Either way, neither one of these guys did really well in the last 4 weeks. The point I'm trying to make here, the bottom line, I'm just going over some stats here because people say, I want more stats. I want more stats. Give me more stats. I've given you more stats. Kareem Hunt outscored Nick Chubb in PPR last year. I don't care. Injuries count. If you're injured and off the field, you're not producing fantasy points. What part of that don't you understand? The point I'm trying to make is Kareem Hunt is sitting 24th on the consensus rankings amongst running backs. He was a rushing leader in 2017. He outscored Nick Chubb last year in PPR points. And there's no way I'm spending a first-round pick on Nick Chubb. And Kareem Hunt could be the starter. All I'm saying is that if Chubb goes down, this guy's going to be a star. And he should be the starter. He's more versatile than Nick Chubb. And he's just not getting the respect that he deserves. He's been slated as the RB, 1B or RB2 on this roster. He lost a lot of respect, man. This guy should be an RB1 on a team. And there's a ton of teams that could use one, including the Chargers, who have Austin Eckler as a starter. Kareem Hunt is a far superior back to Austin Eckler and should be the starter on the Chargers, for example. The Falcons need a running back. And here we have the Browns hoarding away 2 good running backs, 2 starting running backs, which sucks. All right, waste of Kareem Hunt's talent. It is what it is, okay? Next guy here is Cooper Kupp, okay? Currently sitting, I don't know where he's sitting. He's like 20th on the consensus. He is like 24th on the consensus ranking. He is not getting any respect. Where is he? Exactly. I have him right here. Cooper Kupp is ranked super low. And that's the thing, right? This guy, if you go back to 2019, he was the top 4 finisher. 270 points, 134 targets, 1,161 yards, and 10 touchdowns for Cooper Kupp in 2019. He had a down year last year, and now he's disrespected, sitting 17th on the consensus ranking. 17th, which means I can get him in the 4th round. I'm getting a wide receiver 1 in the 4th round. That is a steal. Again, if you remember, like I said, 2019, number 4 amongst wide receivers. This guy needs some respect. Again, last year only had 3 touchdowns, 124 targets, which was 10 less than his 2019 amazing campaign. And theoretically, he's getting an upgrade at quarterback. So Cooper Kupp is the one. I'm not sold on Robert Woods yet. Robert Woods is being drafted ahead of him. Robert Woods was never a great receiver. He was never good when he was on Buffalo. He's been safe and solid because he gets some targets going his way. He's consistent with catching the ball. But Cooper Kupp is the one there, and I can get him in the 4th round for an absolute steal. Show this man some respect. And remember, in 2019, he was a top 4 wide receiver, okay? 17th right now amongst wide receivers. Like, for example, I see Robert Woods, CeeDee Lamb ahead of him, Robbie Anderson, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. This guy could finish ahead of all these guys easily because, again, guys like CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper are in a committee where no one is a clear-cut 1. I think Cooper is a clear-cut 1. All right, next guy here, the wide receiver 1 on his team, but people are acting like he's not the wide receiver 1 on his team, but he is. The guy I'm talking about is Robby Anderson. I analyzed this entire situation when he was with Darnold. I think it was 2018, 2019 season. Robby Anderson, listen, he finished, this is the thing. Right now he's currently sitting 29th on the consensus rankings, and DJ Moore is sitting ahead of him, which is ludicrous. He's sitting 18th, okay? When you look at that huge gap, when I'm looking at Anderson 29th on the consensus rankings, I'm looking at DJ Moore at 18th. DJ Moore is coming off a lot higher in drafts. If you guys remember last year, okay, Robbie Anderson finished ahead of him, ahead of DJ Moore, finished 19th amongst wide receivers with 136 targets. His touchdowns were low. He only had 3 touchdowns. DJ Moore finished 25th amongst wide receivers last year, okay? 118 targets, again, compared to Robbie Anderson's 136. So when you look at the situation, you got to look at the rapport that he has with Darnold, Robbie Anderson. And he beat DJ Moore in fantasy points. Remember last year in 16-round draft solution, if you haven't gotten 60 rounds, get it below. Right now, pause the video, get it. I told you DJ Moore in a 3rd round was going to be a bust. Robbie Anderson, much better value, guys, for Robbie Anderson. He was an absolute steal in the 8th, 9th, 10th round last year. And again, he outperformed him, finishing 19th. And DJ Moore finished, I believe, 25th. So again, Robbie Anderson not getting the respect. We're talking about respect here. He's not getting the respect that he deserves. And I believe this year, wholeheartedly, that we saw that touchdown in preseason, even though Moore had, I think it was last game and Moore had a couple more targets. But Robbie Anderson is going to be the guy on that team. He's going to get more touchdowns. But the problem with Darnold throughout the years, I looked at, when I'm analyzing the situation, we're talking stats. Joe, you don't talk enough stats. He's not a good quarterback in regards to touchdown interceptions ratio. He throws a lot of interceptions. He doesn't throw a lot of touchdowns. He peaked at 19 touchdowns a season. So Darnold has got to improve his game big time. He's got to improve his passing game. This is a make or break year for Sam Darnold. His go-to targets Robbie Anderson, the wide receiver 1 on the roster, okay? Again, better value than DJ Moore. Got 3 more players who they just aren't getting the respect that they deserve. This one, I got to mention him, is Matt Ryan, finishing 12th last year amongst quarterbacks. Problem with Matt Ryan is they had a down year last year, 26 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. Are we talking about James Winston? My mind's all messed up here. 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions last year. Number 1 in passing attempts with 626. He gets the volume. He gets the attempts. He throws the ball a lot, okay? He had 1 down year last year. He's typically going to finish in top 10, like almost every single year, okay? So this year, they've, Julio was hurt for a bunch of games. They got Kyle Pitts. Pitts had like 1 catch for like 27 yards, I think, in preseason. Looked pretty good. Looks dynamic. Looks strong. Looks like a strong wide receiver. Pitts, Ridley, they're going to be set this year. I think their running game's hurting. They've got Davis. He's not a starter. But Matt Ryan is primed for a bounce-back year. He wants to end his career. He's in the sunset part of his career. I'm sure he wants to end it strong. We all know what happened years ago in the Super Bowl. We don't want to talk about that. But the point I'm trying to make is Matt Ryan is now primed for a big season, and he's sitting like 14th on the consensus rankings. This guy is easily a top 5, top 10 quarterback, if healthy, playing hard this season. Show the man respect. 2 other guys here, running back and a wide receiver. Let's go with the running back, Saquon Barkley. Now, this guy by far is theoretically and actually is scientifically the best running back physically in the NFL right now, period. And Saquon is now sitting 8th on the consensus rankings behind guys like Austin Eckler. Where's the respect? Listen, let's go back. 2018, 385 fantasy points full season. The year after, 2019, he played 10 games. 13, I believe 13 games. Finished top 10. Top 10. He missed a few games, okay? It happens, okay? So he's not injury prone. He missed a few games in 2019. It happens. I'm looking at the stats right now, and at the end of the day, man, it was 3 games. It happens. So he had still had 217 attempts, over 1,000 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, and 6 touchdowns. Had he played those 3 other games, he would have finished top 7, top 8, okay? That was 2019. When you look at 2020 last year, it was an injury. It happens. A fluke injury, it happens. His knee got hurt. It can happen to anybody, okay? So getting injured once, you know, I guess because it happened at the beginning of the season and he busted all season, I get it. You kind of think, oh, well, he's kind of injury prone. But it was one time. Knock on wood. He's in the best shape of his life. I'm hearing he's supposed to start week 1. He's not getting the respect that he deserves, but this is the year. It's a make or break season for Saquon Barkley. He's got the highest ceiling amongst running backs. This is it. This is it for him and Daniel Jones. That's it. If they don't do well this year, Daniel Jones will be an afterthought. They'll be looking for another quarterback, and Saquon Barkley will not get the payday that he deserves, rightfully deserves, based on the skill, talent, and mindset that he's had ever since he came into in the NFL. Period. This is it. This is it. The highest ceiling for Saquon Barkley, make or break. I believe in Saquon. I believed in him last year. The injury happened. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. Saquon Barkley is going to get the respect that he deserves, and people just aren't giving it to him right now. Okay, next guy here finally is Julio Jones. Now, I'm not drafting him in fantasy simply because the targets are going to be there, aren't going to be there. I don't see it. I could be wrong. You know, Matt Ryan, or sorry, I keep getting, man, what's wrong with me today? Ryan Tannehill. These Ryans are in my head. Ryan Tannehill was 18th in passing attempts last year. And, you know, Julio Jones, like, he's sitting 21st right now on the rankings. One bad year. And I'm just looking at this. I'm thinking, like, this guy is the best receiver in the NFL. He now is the wide receiver 1 on the Tennessee Titans. I don't care about A.J. Brown. Like, yeah, he's got the report of Tannehill, but he only had 106 targets last year. And is that enough to justify a 7th overall pick? He's 7th amongst wide receivers right now in the rankings. A.J. Brown amongst wide receivers. Too high. Too high for a guy who's lining up with Julio Jones. You know, Ryan Tannehill's 18th in passing attempts, run first team, where Henry was number 1 in rushing attempts, 378. But Julio, the point I'm trying to make is just this is what's crazy about this respect thing. It's like as soon as somebody has like a down year, the recency bias kicks in and that person's chopped liver. No, Julio Jones is one of the best receivers in the league. Yes, he's already shown signs of injuries. Yes, he could be on a possible decline. All I'm saying is just show the man respect. He had one down season in fantasy and reality. Let's see if he bounces back this season. If he sucks this season, okay, fine. You lose your respect. It is what it is. But show the man some respect for another season, all right? So, Naji, look out. Kareem Hunt, you know, he's got to get that respect. Cooper Kupp, Robbie Anderson, Matt Ryan, Saquon, Julio Jones. A couple guys here that deserve some more respect. Give it to them, okay? Subscribe. We go year-round. There'll be a Saturday DFS show as well. Leave a thumbs up. Let me know which other players, wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends deserve some respect. Okay, guys? And remember, go to DraftKings.com and use promo code FFLine. Or just download the easiest thing is download the app, use promo code FFLine. All right, guys, I'm out. Make sure you guys subscribe. We'll talk soon.